Does it ever feel like no matter what you do, you can't seem to get more sleep? Or even worse, you continue to lose more and more sleep? If so, you are not alone, and the good news is you don't have to fight for sleep anymore. Now, these insights or these tips that I'm going to be giving you have really helped me to transform my sleep as well as my clients' sleep. By implementing these tips as well as all the other tips on this channel, in my videos, you can start to get more sleep. Make sure you stick all the way to the end of this video because I'm going to show you the next step for you to do so that you can continue to get even more sleep and transform your sleep even more. The first thing I want to talk about is the difference between sleep disruption and insomnia, because there is a big difference between the two and they are often confused with each other. Oftentimes people have sleep disruption and think it's insomnia. Sleep disruption can be from anything happening in your life that can cause some disrupted sleep. This can be something stressful, something traumatic happening in your life. It can be from medication side effects or hormones. That's a big one. Once people or women hit menopause, they have changes in their hormones that are going on that can disrupt the sleep. This right there is not insomnia, or at least how I define it and focus on insomnia here. Insomnia happens when we start to fear that wakefulness from the disrupted sleep. So what happens is you lose some sleep, maybe you take some melatonin, some magnesium or something to try to fix it, and you lose some more sleep. And then you start to get scared that something's wrong and you take another supplement or you try something else and it still fails. We start to fear being awake. And what happens there is your brain starts to notice, hey, she's scared of something and she's trying to escape something. There must be danger. So your brain activates the fight or flight system and starts to keep you awake because it's dangerous to be asleep if there is a danger out there. And every time wakefulness happens or bedtime happens, we start to fear the night. We're sending signals to the brain that there's danger, and then we are awake the whole night. That is when insomnia develops. Now, sleep disruption, if it's something stressful or traumatic to happen in our life, then it will correct itself with time. As the stress comes down, things will start to normalize again. Or hormones, let's say you take some hormones to balance your hormones out more. Maybe that will help improve the sleep disruption. But it's when we add that fear into the mix. That is when things are going to start to get stuck and you're going to start to get stuck in that insomnia cycle. One example that I can use is, let's say there's a dog barking outside your window at night and it's waking you up, it's interrupting your sleep or disrupting your sleep. Then that is normal. That is not insomnia, right? Once you start to dread the night because you know you're going to be woken up or your sleep's going to be disrupted, that's when insomnia can take hold. So think about that example when you're awake at night. Are you treating it like the barking dog, like, oh, this sucks, but you're not going to dread it or fight it or resist it, right? You don't want to send those signals of danger to your brain. Just understanding the difference between disrupted sleep and insomnia can show you that insomnia isn't permanent, you're not broken, and that you can teach your brain that you are safe. So that the fight or flight system's gonna come down, your brain's gonna think you're safe, and you'll be able to start to sleep the way you want to again. You may have sleep disruption. That's a different story and a different thing that you need to do. But when it comes to insomnia, it's that fear-based reaction that we need to decrease so that your brain understands that you are safe. Okay, so now let's talk about focus. I don't talk about this one enough, but the more you focus, the more attention you put on your sleep, the higher your hyperarousal levels are going to be. The higher your hyperarousal levels are, the less sleep that you're going to get. Now, also, putting a lot of focus and resisting your sleep, that is sending signals to your brain that there's something you're fearing and something that you're trying to escape, which is going to activate that fight or flight system. Your brain sees effort as a danger. It's an effort to try to escape something that you are fearing, right? It's like there is a lion or a bear or something running at you, and you have this effort and this focus and this fear. Your brain doesn't understand that there's not an actual physical threat out there. It just knows that you are scared and you are trying to escape something. So my advice is to take your focus off of sleep during the day and during the night if possible. But during the day, instead of worrying about, oh my God, am I gonna sleep tonight? What's gonna happen tonight? What am I gonna do if I don't sleep? Putting all this thought and this focus shows your brain that you're scared. It raises those hyperarousal levels and prevents you from sleeping. One thing I love to have clients do is to do what I call a sleep detox. So basically what you're gonna do, a week if possible, whatever you feel comfortable with. If you can do a week, great. You're not going to focus on sleep at all. You're not going to research. You're not going to read about sleep. You're not going to do anything but take your mind off of it and take your focus away from it. Anytime you catch yourself thinking about sleep, redirect those thoughts, redirect that attention to something else. Redirect it to something that brings you joy. The even more difficult part is when you're awake in the middle of the night. How do you not focus on sleep when all you want to do is sleep in the middle of the night? Instead of focusing on sleep and how to get more sleep, focus on how you can make being awake more pleasant, more enjoyable. Is there something that you can do that you enjoy? Reading, watching a TV show. Yes, I said watching a TV show. Doing a hobby, just anything that you enjoy, doing that in the middle of the night will take your focus off trying to sleep, take off that pressure to sleep, and just lower those hyperarousal levels and enjoy the night more. If you're enjoying the night, you're not scared of something or trying to escape danger, right? That's sending safety signals to the brain so that your brain can learn that you are safe. Also, a common thing that clients tell me is they don't feel like doing anything. They don't want to read, they don't want to watch a TV show, they don't want to do a hobby. Nothing interests them in the middle of the night, and that's okay too. You can focus on just resting. Just resting all night is restorative as well. Take that pressure off to sleep. Don't rest so that you'll eventually fall asleep. Just rest. Feel comfortable. Feel snugly and cozy under your blanket, and just focus on that. I did that a lot when I didn't feel like doing anything. Most of the time I did watch a TV show, but sometimes just want to snuggle in the blanket and be comfortable. And I would just allow my brain to go and think about everything and process what's in my mind. Another fun thing that you can do is if you have these fear-based thoughts that don't feel well, they're making you scared of the night, whatever it is, whatever thoughts you're having that don't feel well, maybe you can shift the focus to something that you're grateful for. Shifting your focus to gratitude anytime is amazing and powerful. If you're having those thoughts, you can shift to, you know what? I'm just grateful that I have a comfortable bed. I'm grateful that I get to rest here. I'm grateful that I got to go out and do something fun with my child or my husband or whatever it is. Just focus on anything that you're grateful for, because if you are in danger, you're not going to be thinking about things that you're grateful for. Shifting to gratitude sends signals of safety to your brain. By the way, before we continue, I want to invite you over to my free sleep makeover community. Inside of there, you will learn even more strategies to help teach your brain that you are safe so that you can get more sleep. The link is in the bio, and I hope to see you over there. Bye. So now I want to talk about how our thoughts and our beliefs affect our sleep system or affect our sleep, because there is a huge connection. Inside of our brain, we have what's called a reticular activating system. I'm just going to call it RAS, so I don't have to keep saying that mouthful over and over again. So what our RAS system does is it filters out all the different stuff that supports our beliefs. Whatever our belief is, it's going to find evidence to support it, and it's going to filter out everything that goes against it. And we can see this in so many things in life, where the RAS is filtering out the stuff that doesn't support our belief. So if we're having the belief, I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight, your RAS system is going to filter out filter in, is that what you call it? It shows you all the evidence to support this belief, to help you continue to believe it. Or another very common one with my clients is, it's not working. People who haven't taken my program long yet, they've only been in it few weeks, a month, and they're like, this isn't working. I'm not going to be able to overcome insomnia. I'm not progressing. I'm not getting any better. they're going to filter out and only see evidence that they're not getting better because they had a speed bump, because they had more anxiety one night, because they've had lost even more sleep this week and compared to last week. But they're not noticing that overall they are getting more sleep, their anxiety levels are down, they're having better nights, less struggle, less fight. They're not fighting being awake and resisting it. There's all these different things where they are progressing that, yes, will lead to more sleep, and they have gotten more sleep, but they're going through speed bumps because recovery is up and down. It's just an overall up and down. And every single time, no matter what I say, when someone hits that speed bump and they're getting less sleep and they're more anxious, or what is speed bumping like that? But when they're more anxious, they're losing more sleep, they're feeling like, I'm back to square one, when they aren't. No one ever thinks they've progressed. All of a sudden, they have forgotten all the progress they have made and they think they're back to square one, when that is not the case. The way that we can use this to our advantage is if you're having a thought like, I need 8 hours of sleep in order to function, like has to be this amount. Instead, you can reframe that to, I can have a good day even if I do get less sleep. I can do something I enjoy. And it is possible to feel decent the next day. Yes, if you're losing sleep, you're not going to feel as good as you would with 8 hours, but you can have a decent day, even on little sleep. I'm sure you have evidence from that in the past. So as you are focusing on, I can have a good day, you'll see evidence of that you can have a good day. And that's going to help take pressure off in the future to get more sleep, because the last thing we want to do is chase sleep, try to make it happen, and have these expectations that it needs to happen sooner. Basically, what you're doing is retraining your brain to see sleep as less of a threat. If you're starting to look for evidence that you will be okay, that you can be okay on little sleep, obviously that's not where we want to be. But if you're resisting it and fighting it, you're sending signals of danger. But if you're taking off that pressure, I can do it, I can get through the day, I can do good at my job, I can be a good parent, I can have joy and do something fun in my life, I can be a good parent, I can go out with friends. Even if I don't get sleep, I still can have fun with my friends. Besides, that is taking focus away from your sleep, isn't it? All of this just goes well together to teach your brain that you are safe. Your thoughts and your beliefs are powerful. They can either keep you stuck or they can set you free. They can eliminate the struggle and help you progress and get more sleep. So, a cheesy line here, it's time to rewrite your sleep story. Okay, so now we have talked about the difference between sleep disruption and insomnia, taking your focus away from sleep and why it matters, as well as how your thoughts and your beliefs play a big role in being stuck in the insomnia cycle. However, these are not enough. This is just the start. I recommend watching this video next to help you set up your bedtime rituals that will really set you up for better sleep and which rituals to get rid of. So go ahead, click on that video next, and I will see you over there.